making this video because I need protection. Uh, I am disabled. I am on workers' compensation. Now, when Liberty Mutual sent a person here, they offered to make a settlement, which I told them no because my back hurts, my lower back hurts. I have seen a doctor that Liberty Mutual has recommended, and the doctor doesn't put down the truth on the paper about my pain. I've asked them for special shoes. I've asked them for help cleaning my apartment. I've asked for other things like biofeedback and to pay for my swimming because I feel it shouldn't be paid by my regular insurance. Now, they have sent me a letter stating that they are sending the attorneys that I used to have, which I fired several years ago, a letter asking for a settlement. Now, they've been fired. They're not my attorneys. But I'm afraid because I know I have been robbed in the past. My Social Security money has been taken out of the banks, Bank of America, Chase Manhattan Bank, and there were times that all I had after I paid the bills was bread, peanut butter, and water. And this is because of organized crime. I've tried to go down when I lived in New York 6 years ago. No more than 7 did I go downtown to the main Social Security building, which at that time this guard came out and told me that no uncertain terms was he going to allow me in the building because one of my late wife's cousins paid for his wife's surgery. These are some of the people that we have working at Social Security. They claim that I owe money. So now they're taking money out of my Social Security. And this money that's being taken out, I've tried to write and ask for a hearing, and I've never been granted it. I've applied for HUD. They told me they'll think about it. There's been too many places here in Seattle, Washington that I've lived at where I have been robbed. I've even caught maintenance people by my door, sweeping maintenance people when the floor was clean when I left and was still clean when I came back. So, I've also lived in places where they've had asbestos. I've tried to let my congressman know, and this year he's running for election. And because his office would not help me because of where I was living, and it seems that management in Seattle can abuse tenants. No matter where I've lived, I've been robbed. You can make police reports, but, when will the police start really investigating management at these places I've lived at. Why is there constantly a cover up? I've also contacted the mayor's office for discrimination. They rewrote what I had stated and changed things. And then they tell me you have to sign it, else it'll take forever to try the case. Now, I gave them all the papers I could to show discrimination, that something was wrong where I was living. But they too covered it up. So I asked, what's wrong with the government? That they can have people who can steal your Social Security, let the bankers take the money from the bank before you get it. What is going on in America? I feel it's the United States of organized crime. And I also married into a family. I was asked to be a lookout man while one guy stole. And I said, what are you, crazy? He was making $50,000 a year as a assistant super. Now, I know of quite a few crimes that have been committed. Most of them are against me. And it seems, you can contact everybody, including the Attorney General's office, and nothing is done. Chase Manhattan can steal money from you, and you're living in San Diego, and they tell you gotta go to a court in Texas. And then the court in Texas find that no crime was committed. Now, I know there was a crime committed, because when I was in San Diego, I wasn't allowed to look at both of my accounts. And I had to transfer money from one account to another, and they charged me money for that. Well, if I couldn't see the other account and couldn't take money out with my card, why the hell was Chase Manhattan Bank charging me? There's too much criminal activities in the banks. I mean, for God's sakes, look at what has happened to this country. The same people that rob us are hired by the politicians because they can't find somebody out of college to do the same work. Now, our country is corrupt, and I am part of the 99%. I can tell you who is corrupt in this country. It seems to me that the man must be corrupt if his agencies won't even listen about asbestos in a building. HUD turns around and says, well, we only have one apartment in there. Well, they shouldn't have any apartments, and they do have more than one apartment in a building with asbestos. So what's wrong with this country is that the criminals have become part of this government. And I'm afraid if Romney is elected, it's only going to get worse. He doesn't pay his fair share. Why should he? He can put his money in foreign banks. He can take workers' money to make a profit for his company. He tells every group what they want to hear. So, can I believe Romney? No. And if he gets elected, I feel that criminals will get deeper into our government. I'm asking for help from anyone who is willing to give it to me, who is willing to really prosecute these criminals that are abusing our Social Security system, that are stealing money from the disabled, from seniors. It's a crime that needs to stop. And we need to elect people through public funds and not private funds, because that's the big problem.